Hello everybody, this is Deb from Just Do Something Homestead. Today's a pretty hot day, but Jim and I are walking around our property. This morning we were up bright and early by 5 a.m. so that we could get to the farmer's market. And then you know what? After a week of working, both of us fell asleep. We took a nap all afternoon. So it has cooled down and it is absolutely amazing outside tonight. We were blessed to find this property about 2 years ago. This is West Virginia. And I was looking for a view of the mountains. I didn't necessarily want to be on the mountains because I love to garden, and you can't garden on the top of a mountain. One of the things that drew us to this property were the amazing amount of very old oak trees. In fact, we almost named this Tall Oaks instead of Just Do Something. This is a huge cedar tree that is on our property, but I have never seen one that large. But you want to talk about big trees? This is an oak, and this one is amazingly large. We finally found a monarch caterpillar today. I want to take him to school. I'm just hoping he's not ready to turn into a chrysalis. Monarchs can be found on milkweed, and milkweed can be found in open fields. And so we have quite a few places to look today. If you've never been around a milkweed when it's flowering, they are so fragrant. Well, it's looking like we're only going to find one monarch caterpillar today. We have been in a drought off and on all summer, but we are back to crispy, crunchy grass and watering our garden every day. And this is a persimmon tree, and it's actually a very large persimmon tree. Our property, we are blessed to have we have 3 huge ones, but then maybe another 20, 30 small ones. The real challenge, though, is the deer get all the persimmons. They call West Virginia wild and wonderful West Virginia, and it is so very true. It is beautiful here. And Betsy, our beagle, absolutely loves this property. And look at those clouds in the sky. It's pretty beautiful out here today. I've always loved Queen Anne's lace. It is just so pretty. One thing we were blessed with this property is we have a nice big pond. And there is Betsy down by the pond. We would love to get that fence down, get it mowed around there, put a dock, and do a little bit of fishing. Property blessed us with at least 5 or 6 blackberry patches. When we're talking patches, we're talking 30, 50, 60 feet. They are huge patches, but kind of makes it hard to pick in the center. And here's another great oak on our property. Jim was just scoping out where to put a deer stand. And this is the area where we first intended to build a house where we could look down over the fields, over the pond, but our plans are not always the Lord's plans. It's another view of the pond down there. This is our millet field that Jim planted a couple weeks ago. It's been so dry, so it's struggling to come up, but we have some faith that it will. One of the things that attracted me to this property was the old fences. And I know Jim's like, they are an eyesore. Not to me. I think they are beautiful. The very first thing that we planted when we bought our property before we were even living here is we planted our orchard, our nut grove, and our blueberries. And I will be honest, they are struggling because it is so hot. We try to water them when we can, but it's not easy. It's very far from the home. This little peach tree, we actually got some peaches off of this year. It's a first-year tree. And note that cage that goes all the way up. That's because we live in a place with hundreds and hundreds of deer. Jim's been working hard this week. He pulled out all the weeds, he weed whacked, and then he put down our fabric. And that fabric is going to block the weeds from coming up in there, plus a bark protector. So these trees now, once they get some more water, should be doing excellent. I just love the sky today. Even the grass is pretty. Look how neat that looks. From the very beginning, I said I was going to build my house by that oak tree. It didn't happen, but I get to see this oak tree anytime that I come outside. We have 3 hay fields, and you can see the lines. That's actually where we fertilize it with chicken manure. But these are some beautiful fields, and that is our house in the distance. This is the north end of our property. And this was the lane that we put in to attach all of our property to the rest of it on the back end. This is another one of my absolute favorite areas. This little trail goes down into our woods, and we have quite a bit of woods. I'm not sure how much, maybe 5-10 acres, hard to say. Are you all tired out? It's hard being a farm dog. Sky has suddenly changed from bright and beautiful to dark, and it would be fantastic if we could get some rain. My garden is really sad. It's improving. We water it every day, but we definitely need some rain. We have some little meadows in the woods, and the deer just love to live in here. Lots of really old structures in these woods, and I think we found an old homestead also in a place that was leveled out pretty good. Not sure what kind of tree this is. If anybody knows, let us know. We have so many nut trees on these properties. It might be a black walnut. Country roads take me home. And the farm stand has really picked up lately. We have a lot of visitors, which is just awesome. We are just starting to get into tomatoes. We got lots of peppers too. And hot peppers, I don't like hot peppers, but lots of people do. I was so excited today at the farmer's market. I sold probably 10 or so Armenian cucumbers. People didn't know what they were, but they were sure buying them. And we put a refrigerator in our little farm stand just a couple days ago, which is pretty awesome because starting next week, we are going to be selling eggs. But right now it has some flowers, salad greens, things like that in there. Here's one of our rabbits. I haven't shown these ladies in a while. They are not liking this heat. It has been pretty hot. And there you have it. Here is our garden 2023, from the sweet potatoes to the melons, corn, all the way down to the tomatoes. It's been a very long time since I have shown you my garden. We are so dry. I am watering every day, but as you can see, the tomatoes are definitely starting to set fruit. I did find a couple tomato hornworms, but the chickens were very happy at the treasure I found them. Zinnias have been absolutely beautiful this year. I've been able to sell them every weekend at the market. tiny sunflowers that are in a pot are actually going to open up this week. That's pretty exciting. One thing we've been very proud of this year is our peppers. I have 64 plants, and unfortunately we were hit with a pepper gate, so many of them are not the peppers that we planted. In fact, this is one of them. It's supposed to be a bell pepper. Does that look like a bell pepper? And my orange bells are starting to turn color, which is pretty exciting. We love the orange ones. They're so sweet. Look, here's another bell pepper. These are supposed to be chocolate bell peppers. Does that look like a bell pepper to you? It looks hot to me. And this is Carnival Blend. I love these peppers. You never know if the plant's going to be purple, orange, red, green, or even white. So it is exciting. Oh, and yellow. Exciting to see. And purple I think are my prettiest. Now when you cook them, they're just a green pepper. Look at these yard long beans. My goodness, I'm going to be able to sell those this coming weekend at the farmer's market. They are so big, and it's neat to see them hanging on down. Some more. And let me tell you, this woven weave has saved our life. Instead of spending all of our time weeding, we are simply taking care of our vegetables. Look at these cucumber plants. They are getting a little unruly, but they are loaded with cucumbers. You know me, my cucumbers are Armenian. I just love these cucumbers. They are so delicious. I sold a ton of them this weekend to people that had never even heard of them. Peppermint is doing absolutely fantastic. One thing I want to learn how to do is how to make peppermint extract. Did somebody say lima beans? Oh my goodness, our lima beans are doing fantastic. Here is the proof in the pudding. The lima beans are growing. And we still don't know what this mystery plant is. Definitely not an acorn squash, but the reality is my chickens love it. What to do with an unknown squash that grew? Give it to the chickens. They think this is just fantastic. Those ladies completely ate those squash out. There is nothing in there, girls. Good job. And I just picked a tiny little pickling cucumber. I only get maybe 1 or 2 a week now. It is slowing down, but I had people at the farmer's market looking for big quantities, and I just don't have them. And look what I discovered. Hidden in the middle of that huge squash plant is an acorn. I have never seen an acorn squash grow on the same plant as a mystery squash, which is right over there. The only thing I can figure out is out of these 6 plants that I grew, there must have been one with an acorn squash in it. The rest of them are these mystery ones. Any idea what this is? This is a tiny little cantaloupe. And I am so excited. I hope these guys ripen. You can see by the size of my hand, we're talking just teeny tiny at this point. But when they ripen, I will be eating cantaloupe every day. And who says it's too hot to grow broccoli? It is definitely hot. We hit 90 again today, and I have some beautiful heads of broccoli. Same with my cabbage. This is red cabbage, but it's doing amazing. There's another broccoli, and he is just an itty bitty tiny one, but I will cut that head off and I will get side shoots. It's been a super duper year for lettuce. Every week I'm selling mixed greens at the farmer's market, and now I have them down in the refrigerator of my farm stand. And this is probably my absolute favorite food that we grow. I have so many watermelons. I counted, I think there's 16 of them just on these few plants. This one's my biggest one, but as you saw from the stem, it is not ready yet to harvest, so we are still looking. You want to look at that little curlicue right there. And when it dries up and shrinks to the end, then the stem is hard, and then it is ready to harvest. These are all my sweet potatoes. They go crazy. So I have planted Covington and Beauregard, and they are growing, I'm sure, underneath my woven weave fabric. That is one super large sunflower head. That will feed my chickens and even my rabbits during the winter. Have you ever seen a sunflower this close? That's right, each one of those are miniature flowers, and each flower will turn into a seed. My little tiny ornamental pumpkins are doing fantastic. I think that's my word of the night, fantastic. And these are the big pumpkins. I did not get them in very early, so they are as green could be. But I planted them over the 4th of July, so they will be ready for Halloween. Corn is doing well. We just need it to fill out. The sun is going down, and it is time to wrap it up on this video. We have been so blessed this year. We officially moved here in January, and we did an amazing amount of work, but we are now seeing the fruits of our labor, and it is exciting. One last thing I wanted to show you was my flower bed, because when we moved here, we didn't have any flower beds. All that we had were some very old, very dead bushes. Look at that impatiens. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye-bye.